Hey, we're in the next one. Hey there, NibletK. Still here, still recording, still doing this. Whoo! Never again will I be this late with these kind of things. But it's still fun. It's still fun. At least I remember what I said earlier, right? That way? Okay, whatever. Back to reviewing more cards. Rastakhan Rumble. Okay. Bog Slosher. A 3-mana 3/3 elemental shaman card. Shaman has decent elemental synergies as well, so it's already a good card. 3-mana 3/3 elemental. Good. Battlecry. Return a friendly minion to your hand and give it +2/+2. That's good. That's good. It allows you to get specific cards back into your hand. It's also Battlecry. That really goes well with Shudderwalk. It gives you another way of getting Shudderwalk back into your hand after multiplying it. Yeah, I just think this is a good card. I don't know if it's going to fit that deck specifically. However, you can Battlecry, return a friendly minion to your hand, and that friendly minion can also be a Saranite Chain Gang, because you get two of them on the board. One might die, one might still be alive. Then you just take maybe another trade or just go face for 2 extra damage. You pick it back up, then it is a 4/5, and then you play it and you get 2 4/5s. That's already insane. And also, this elemental is not bound to the elemental chain. It's just a decent Battlecry that goes. It just goes. So this is a good card. Bog Slosher. Yeah. Slosh. Okay, another 7-mana. A lot of 7-mana cards this expansion. Okay. Line Cracker. Okay. Ooh, neutral card. 7-mana, 5/10. So decent stats. Overkill. Double this minion's attack. Okay, that thing is insane. Because if you attack once and you overkill something, chances are your minions is still alive, because 10 health is a lot. Making this effectively into a 10 attack minion with specific amount of X health remaining, your opponent is gonna want to deal with it. A, because you can deal with an upcoming huge threat, because let's face it, 10 attack can kill most of the things inside of the game. Or you can attack face for 10 damage. If your opponent has a lot of small minions, you might take another trade and then make this a 20 attack minion. Your opponent by then literally has to deal with it if he doesn't want to take 20 damage to the face. 20 damage is a lot. It is a lot. It's like 60% of your life pool. Maybe more. I don't know. 66% of your life pool, something like that. That is a lot. Okay? So this line cracker might actually end up cracking some lines in some specific games. Don't know exactly how competitive it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be some decks that are going to try to make line cracker work. If you have this thing, hiding behind a taunt wall of some sort, and you can double its attack value at least once, that's a 10 attack minion that, if this thing attacks twice, chances are by then you're gonna win the game. I think it's a good card. It's definitely a good card to have, even for the neutral pool, because it's something that more unexperienced free-to-play players can experiment with far more easily, and it's not that hard to pull off. Yeah, I like it. Okay, next we have the Undertaker. 8 mana, 8/5, legendary minion, neutral. Battlecry. Gain the death rattle effects of 3 friendly minions that died this game. This card is insane. This is one of those cards that pretty much dictates a silence heavy meta. Why? Because this card is already insane. Insane. It's going to have 3 specific death rattles that you deliberately are going to put inside of your deck. It has lower health, so that means it can die faster. It has a high impact. It has 8 attack. It can kill most of the things inside of the game. You want to kill it. In the same time, you don't want to kill it. You either want to polymorph it or silence it, right? Or hex it. You get the point. This card might be the only card that actually dictates you having 2 or more silence effect cards inside of your deck. Period. It's just gonna be like, what kind of deck am I gonna create? Doesn't really matter. Okay, choose that and go straight to silence. Double click that, and then you can figure out what it is that your deck is going to be. That's how good this card is going to be. Maybe there aren't that many powerful death rattle effects that are going to be inside of the game, and maybe Undertaker is not even going to be played that much. So yeah, that might also be a thing. However, if it is, get ready to see a lot of silence. Silence, I kill you. Next we have Gurubashi Hypemon, another 7 mana card. This time for Rogue. 7 mana, 5/7, so the stats are yeah. Battlecry. Discover a 1/1 copy of a Battlecry minion. It costs 1. Discover a 1/1 copy of a Battlecry minion, so that can mean any kind of minion that has a Battlecry, you will discover it, and it costs 1. Battlecries are typically, all over the place. Some are ridiculous, some are not that impactful. However, for only 1 mana and a 1/1 body attached to it, they're pretty much always going to be decent or good. So even though the stats are not that great and it has also a high cost attached to it, Gurubashi Hypemon is a generally good card. So I like it. It has a nice flavor to it. It's not a pirate, so hey, I like that. Okay. Next we have Sand Drudge, a 3 mana 3/3 priest minion. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 zombie with taunt. Nice. This is just another good card that is going to help out Spell Priest even more so. This is another one of those cards that might actually incentivize running the weapon for Priest and a lot of interesting spells with it, and also being more in the all over token style and zoo style mid-rangey. I don't even know what it's going to be, but it has potential. Even with just a couple of spells, this thing actually gets 1/1 taunts inside of the way of any aggressive decks. Anything big can be stopped by a 1/1 taunt minion, so it can buy you a lot of time maybe. I don't know, it's just a good card. It's definitely a good card to have in Priest specifically. It's also a decent statted minion. It's just a 3 mana 3/3 with a really good upside. The longer it stays inside of the game, the more utility you can get out of it. I like it. Okay. Mosh Og Announcer. 5 mana ogre. Yeah, we got ogres back. So this guy is a 5 mana 6/5 neutral card. Enemies attacking this minion have a 50% chance to attack someone else. So we got the whole 50% chance of attacking a random other opponent. It can even be, I believe it can even attack friendlies. So anything that attacks this thing might end up attacking your face. It could happen. It's a nice card. I like it. But I gotta say, it's interesting because this time around it's enemies attacking this minion specifically. So when he attacks, he doesn't have the downside. You can dictate your attacks specifically, but when this minion is attacked, those are random. 50% of the time, they're random. Okay? It's a nice card. I like it. Okay, Mark of the Loa. 4 mana druid spell. Choose one. So it choose one effect. Give a minion +2/+4 and taunt, or summon 2 3/2 raptors. Okay, this is a decent card. Might get run in token druid if that thing ever happens to reappear in the meta. I'm sure Firebat can figure something out. He kind of likes those decks. Yeah. And this is a Firebat card. Definitely, most definitely. Go check him out. Tell him to make Mark of the Loa work. If not, go deck doctor him and make a Mark of the Loa deck and submit it. Yeah, sorry about that, Firebat. Sorry. Okay, I don't know. It's a decent card, but not that great. Okay, next we have Snapjaw Shellfinger. Shell Fighter. 5 mana 3/8. Okay, decent stats. Kind of. Whenever an adjacent minion takes damage, this minion takes it instead. Okay, so it has kind of a taunt, but not really. It's a taunt only for your adjacent minions. So that means only the minion on the right or to the left of this minion specifically, when those things get hit, the damage they would have taken is subtracted from this minion's health. That can definitely, interact in specific ways that are going to be annoying. It can have some downsides if you play it, on next to cheap attack minions, because then they're just going to attack that cheap attack minion and do a lot of damage to your high health minion for free, basically. But I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting card to see how it's going to affect the meta. I don't know. I don't see it right now, but this might end up being interesting. It might end up being good. Next we have Splitting Image, new secret for Mage, 3 mana as usual. Whenever one of your minions is attacked, summon a copy of it. Okay, this thing can have such a high impact because if you play only good minions, like high impact minions, and a couple of secrets, and this is one of your secrets, it's gonna be hard for your opponent to deal with your minion because one, they want to deal with your minion. So unless they have like a polymorph effect, and then that's gonna screw you because you're gonna get another frog or something like that, or another sheep. Yes, but other than that, if you have high impactful, I'm just gonna say Lich King. If you have a Lich King on the board and you have this they don't know what to do because they focus everything on that Lich King, and chances are they want to get rid of your Lich King as fast as possible because it's a really good card and it constantly gives you more resources that are really impactful to the game. You're gonna get another one on the board. They can't even deal with the first one and they just attack into it, for some stupid ass reason. Then they had to deal with two of them. And if they can't, like for instance, they deal with the first one, you get a second copy of it on the board, and then you have your second splitting image in your hand, and it's your turn. You just play that again. You utilize your Lich King, and they have to deal with it yet once more, and then the same thing happens again, giving you the third minion on the board. I think this card is gonna be broken in specific things. So unless we utilize specific counters to secrets, this thing is gonna be broken. Next we have Zul'jin. This is the hero card that we're going to get in this expansion. This time it is for Hunter. This is also the Troll champion. It is Zul'jin. It is a 10 mana cost hero. We already know that all heroes come with a 5 armor attached to them. And the battle cry says, cast all spells you've played this game, targets chosen randomly. So that means every spell you have cast this game. So if it's Animal Companion, you're going to summon a random Animal Companion. If it's secrets, you're going to play all of your secrets yet once more. You can summon wolves. You can do a lot of stuff. There are a couple of things that can backfire, but as long as your spells say specifically target enemies or whatever it is, those things are like always going to target enemy or summon a specific thing for you, and that is really, really impactful. All spells you've played this game. So the more spells you play, he's just gonna do it, all of it. Also, his hero power is deal 2 damage, and that's it. It can go face, it can go towards minions. So it's a little bit upgraded from your normal hero power that can only go face. Now you can also target minions. So Zul'jin is really nice hero card. I like the new hero cards that are implemented into the game, and they're not Death Knight level hero cards because that was a whole theme in general, and those are really powerful. But the new, hero cards that are implemented inside of the game definitely have a specific spot. They're not that broken, but still really good on their own. And that's how a hero card should actually feel. Cool. Okay, this is one of my favorite cards. I like it. Mojo Master Zihi. Neutral card, legendary minion, a 6 mana 5/5, so a little bit high on the costs. However, it says Battlecry, set each player's mana crystals back to 5. Set each player to 5 mana crystals, okay? So that means when you play this guy, you're gonna go back to 5 mana crystals. Those are empty mana crystals, so you can't play this thing and then have 5 full mana crystals and still play a 5-drop. The only thing is, for instance, if you play this on turn 10 and you have 10 mana crystals, you play this thing for 6. That means 10 minus 6, you still have 4 active mana crystals and 1 empty mana crystal. Now, you do play this on your turn, your opponent goes down to 5, and when you end your turn and your opponent starts, it's effectively he starts on 6 mana. So it doesn't matter how you do it, your opponent is always going to start on 6 mana. So it's not effectively 5 mana for your opponent, it's 6 mana for your opponent. But it's a nice way to ramp down a druid that already got to 10 mana. So Effectively, this is kind of the card that you can play to disrupt an opponent's combo turn specifically. It doesn't matter if it's druid or any other kind of class. If there are classes that utilize specific high impact combos or turns specifically, and you want to disrupt that turn, and you know the game, you know the meta, you know how things are revolving, this is a high skill cap card, and this thing is going to see a ton of competitive play on a high level because it really messes with specific niche combos. And you know, pro players are gonna know, hey, pro players are really gonna know how to utilize this card on a really high level, and it's going to impact the game on a nice level, on a nice competitive, you know, skill-based level. And you're gonna see that, and it's gonna be mind-boggling and jaw-dropping. Also, I might die right now. But yeah, that's really cool. Okay, let's go to the other card. Okay, next we have Spirit of the Rhino. This is, hey, Deadjoy. Hey. So the Spirit card for Warrior. 1 mana, 0/3, stealth for 1 turn. What? Your rush minions are immune the turn they're summoned. So this might actually be a really good card to incentivize the Loa, the Rhino, which you don't really want it to die that easily. But your rush minions are immune the turn they're summoned. So that means you can take really good trades and still have minions on the board and then dictate other trades, or just, you know, turn around a whole situation like that really easily. I really like them. This is one of the spirits that I believe is going to see a ton of play. Excuse me. Hairball. Blah. Stupid cat. I'm just kidding. You're not stupid. Don't attack me. Okay, Bloodsail Howler, a 2 mana 1/1 pirate for rogues. 2 mana 1/1, you say, not good. Also has rush. Nope, not good. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each other pirate you control. Okay, so as long as you control 2 or 3 pirates, this card is decent. If you have 2 pirates, it's a 2 mana 3/3 with rush. Is that good? It's decent. 2 mana 4/4 with rush if you have 3 minions. That's good. But will you have 3 minions? It's a little bit counterproductive. I don't know. I think this card is bad. It's interesting to see it in the game, but I don't think it's going to be good. In general, I don't think that pirates are going to be a played theme for rogues. I just don't see it. It's going to be interesting to try it out, but I don't think it's going to be good. Pirate Rogue was a thing back in the day, but not anymore. Okay, next we have Mass Hysteria, a 5 mana spell for priest. Force each minion to attack another random minion. Now this is like an open brawl in the sense that everyone is fighting amongst each other, but you know, each minion gets a swing pretty much on another random minion, and then everything resolves. So it's not really like a brawl where you actually kill off everything except one specific minion. in mass hysteria, there are chances that everything dies. There also are chances that more things live. So it's not that impactful. It's definitely an interesting thing to see because you know, you can take out maybe 2 high health, very high impactful creatures that your opponent has with only 1 card. But I don't think this is such a good card. In general, you know, Hearthstone is like all over the place, and in order to justify this card actually working the way you would want to as a control tool, everything would have to be, you know, like on the same scale, sort of, to justify running this card. I don't think this card is that good. I would actually say this card is pretty bad. Okay. Oh boy. A 1 mana. I'm sorry, the card just looks so sick. The Beast Within, a 1 mana spell for hunters. Give a friendly beast. Why do I say beast? Beast. +1/+1. Then it attacks a random enemy minion. Now this is a beautiful spell. A beautiful spell because 1, it helps you trade up with specific minions. Joy, stop. Okay, I'm gonna have to lecture my cat again on eating plants. Never mind, I'll do that in a moment. But it also works in another really interesting way because 1, you can do something with a beast specifically, so you can attack first, then you can the Beast Within on that minion, on that beast, and it actually attacks yet once more into a random enemy minion. So that's really cool. I think this is a good card. See you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go lecture my cat.